Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're dropping by for the very first time. It's Aisha here. I hope you like it here enough to click on the subscribe button, and for my returning subscribers, you guys are highly welcome back to any video. Today's video, it's literally my most requested video in recent times, right? You guys have requested for it a couple of times, both on YouTube, on Instagram, even on my TikTok. Okay, so it's high time I put it out here. I'm going to be sharing an everyday makeup routine. Like if you're in a rush, you just have to get up and get going in the next 10 to 15 minutes. This is the tutorial for you. Also, if your work ethic requires you to like always look polished, look put together, and always have your face, some form of flawless bits on your face, this is also the tutorial for you. If you also like makeup but you don't have all the luxury of time to like spend hours on beating your face every day, this is also the makeup tutorial for you.
Ever since I left the city,
So you want to start off by moisturizing your face. I could recommend the Bioma, the Simple Moisturizer, or even the Oleary Skin Moisturizer, okay? But for today, I'm going to be using the Simple Moisturizer. I just actually, had my skincare routine. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and apply a couple of, fresh moisturizer on my face. Alright guys, so once you're done moisturizing, you want to go ahead and prime your face. If you have dry skin, you might just skip these steps and keep to the moisturizer only. Also, if you have normal to dry skin, you can skip it as well. But if you have oily skin, you most definitely want to prime your face. But also, this also depends on where you're staying. If you're staying in a cooler climate, like where I am in the UK currently, is even autumn, so I would not need to like prime my face for this one. I'm just gonna skip it. But if you're staying in Nigeria or all the other hot countries, you most definitely cannot skip this step, because even though you want to have a clean, subtle look, you also don't want to be looking like a glazed donut at the end of the day. Okay, so the next step is to apply a foundation, and I'm going to be using my Lancome foundation. You can definitely use any foundation of your choice. Okay, all right guys, so you also want to make sure that your beauty blender is damp before you start applying your foundation, right? So when applying my foundation, I usually like to lift up my nose with my tiniest of brush, because you don't want to have some areas on your face not covered in the foundation. When applying your foundation, you want to make sure that you avoid your under eye as much as possible, because we don't want too much product build up on there. If you're somebody that likes to draw your brows first, you could totally do that, right? But personally, I like to do my skin work first. To conceal your under eye, you want to go for a very lightweight concealer instead of the heavyweight concealers, because the heavyweight usually tend to not move around too much, so they tend to crease a lot faster. The LA Pro concealer, something like the Too Faced concealer, the Colourpop concealer, they are really good concealers to use under your eyes. Like, you just want to apply the concealer to the inner corner of your eyes and the outer corner, totally leaving out the middle part. Applying your concealer, you need to let it sit for a couple of minutes before you blend it in, because this is going to allow a more even coverage using less product. In the period of waiting for my concealer to sit for a couple of minutes, I'm not just gonna wait, because you guys know we only have 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start contouring my face. I use the MAC Mineralized Contour Palette. I'm just going to blend my concealer outward this way, just to give me a little bit of some lifts. So once you're done applying your concealer and blending it all out, the contour as well, you want to go ahead and spray the finishing spray all over your face. Like, you need to spray finishing spray each step of the way, especially if you like to start with a skin base like myself, right? This literally helps to keep your skin looking fresh all day, and it also makes you look so subtle and airbrush. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my all-nighter setting spray. So once the whole setting spray is dried out and I've pushed a couple of them into the skin, I'm gonna go ahead and use my powder and my brush to set my under eye before I use the loose setting powder. I also like to powder the whole of my contoured area as well with like a darker shade of powder. That is why I have a palette. So this is the Iman makeup powder palette. So I'm just going to use it to set my contoured areas. Then I'm gonna go ahead with my other brush to powder the whole of my face. Basically, the rule is just to powder everywhere that you've contoured. So now that we've secured it everywhere with the pressed on powder, we are going to go ahead and set the whole of the face with the loose powder, and the one that I use is the Laura Mercier translucent loose powder. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and buff a couple of them into my skin. If you have a liquid blush, this is where it comes in. You want to go ahead with the liquid blush before you use the powder blush. But for the sake of this 10 minutes makeup, right, I usually just keep the liquid blush and use the powder blush instead. I believe it's from V Beauty. Yeah, this is from V Beauty. The Girls Night Out blush is the one that I'm currently using. This has been with me for years as well. I got it back in Nigeria, and honestly it's going to be with me for the longest of time until it expires. I really love this blush so much. Yeah, also for my blush, I'm always very generous with it because by the time I'm done with everything, you know, setting my face, applying the last powder and all of that, it gets to like tone down a little bit. So when I'm at this stage, I get to, you know, like apply the blush generously. So the next thing now is for you to get into your brows. So you want to start by, you know, brushing it up with a spoolie. So whenever I'm not in a hurry, you know, when I'm not doing the 10 minutes makeup, I usually go in with a brow gel. Also, a very important part is to make sure that your pencil is actually penciled. Like, you must have sharpened it really well. Now I'm going to conceal it using the same foundation that I use on my face. Basically, that's what I'm going to use to conceal. I usually like to use a bit of a darker shade, so it's going to give an illusion of me having an eyeshadow, even though I don't have that. So I usually use a darker shade of powder in that corner. So done with that, now I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara. This particular mascara from Sephora is a babe. It's very volumizing and it does the job in a matter of seconds. For this look, I don't usually use lashes. Usually I'm not even a lash fan like that, but when I see a very minimal lash that is not very pronounced, I use it. But for the sake of this look, I don't actually have time to fix lashes. This is the first application and you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. I mean, I would go over it like 2 times, and then by the second time it's already giving me like I fixed a fox lash vibe. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend my setting powder out with some pressed in powder. Buff everything into your skin like this. Remember to always spray on each step of the way. So now I'm going to line my lips with this L'Oreal pencil. So I try to blend it out a little bit before I go ahead and apply my lipstick or lip gloss, whatever I want to apply. So the lip palette that I like to use is the one from iMagic. There are a couple of shades there, and I just go ahead and pick whichever one that I want on that day. So once I'm done with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my lip gloss. This particular one is from Fenty. Yeah, it's the Sweet Mouth lip gloss. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face for the very last time. And just like that, you guys, we are done. I mean, this takes literally 10 to 15 minutes. If not for the fact that I'm talking, I would have been done in a couple of minutes ago. Like, this is basically it. It is very simple, it is uncomplicated, it is clean, it is subtle, you know, it just gave the clean girl aesthetic vibe. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was insightful. I hope you really, you know, get to pick a lot of things here and there. So if you've come this far and you've not clicked on the like button, I would really appreciate that you do that before you leave. Also subscribe if you have not subscribed. Comment down below as well. Let me know if you really love this look, and let me know if you're going to be trying out this routine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you all on my next video. Bye.